Today, we're going to get into some real talk about why are you being excluded? If you are a real person, you have a great personality, and sometimes you just feel like you're not getting the invite or you're not being included with the rest of your friends to go places. Why are you being excluded? I want to talk about some personal situations that I have had in my life and reasons I've learned that people exclude you. So if you're feeling like this and you just need a little bit of encouragement or you just need someone who understands, I got you. So the first reason why people exclude you, honestly, is jealousy. You may not want to admit it, but your friends may be jealous of you. They may want to get more attention and you get more attention than them. They may feel that you're doing better than them in life and they don't want to feel bad about themselves. So sometimes the reasons why people exclude you are jealousy, especially if you've done nothing to these people. Sometimes your very essence makes them insecure. So that is not your fault. And if you're starting to notice that jealousy and some signs of jealousy, backhanded compliments. I used to have a friend and she used to say things like, "Oh, you're pretty for a dark skinned girl." She used to say little things like that. And, it always made me feel so small. Even though she was giving a compliment, it was a backhanded compliment. So if you're hearing those types of things, usually that person is jealous of you. They might have an underlying issue with you, not because you caused it, but because of something that they are going through. Um, Another thing that I've realized is like I had friends that were single, and at the time I was in a relationship, and all of a sudden they didn't want to invite me to anything anymore. It was like me being in a relationship literally disqualified me from having fun. Like I wasn't allowed to come out. And I'm not talking about like the turn ups, like even just to go to brunch or go to an event, like they wouldn't invite me out anymore. And then I started realizing when one of the friends, piped up one day and was like, you don't need to go out. You don't need to be seen. You already got your man. So you don't need to go out. And it hurt me because I was just like, why would you assume that the reason why I was going out with you is just to get a guy? And I started realizing like some people think like that, and that might stop you from getting an invite. And so just realize some of the reasons why, which goes into the second reason, you have leveled up. You have changed status in some way that makes those people feel like they don't have anything in common with you. It might be you got into a relationship, you got married, you had a kid, you changed jobs, you started making more money, you got a new car, you got a house. Something happened in your life that made them feel like, "Oh, okay, like she probably don't want to do this anymore." And sometimes if that happens, I always tell people when your status changes, a lot of times you may lose one or two friends. Just like be prepared for it. When your status changes, one or two friends may fall off. And it's usually because something about that status change relics a insecurity that they may have. Again, you are not responsible for figuring out people's insecurities. They have to do that on their own. And to be honest, do you really want to be around people like that? Do you really want to be around people that when you level up, they start to exclude you? And there's a difference because some of this you have to do some soul searching. Are you oversharing? Are you being braggadocious? Like you telling everybody, you saying it in a braggy way, and just be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself about how you're showing up, you know, and understand if somebody was doing that to you, would you want to hang out with that person? Meaning, if I'm sitting up here with no car, and every single time I talk to my friend, she's talking about how amazing her car is and how she whipping and how I can't even believe people don't have a car. If you talking like that to your friend who don't got a car, then if they start to distance themselves from you because you're kind of acting like you're better than them, then that's on you. And you gotta see like if the exclusion is really something that is outward, meaning these people have some issues with you that's unfounded, or it's inward, meaning you are exhibiting a type of person that most people wouldn't want to be around. So just be cognizant of that. The final reason I will say that a person gets excluded from a group is because you are a mirror. Okay. And this one is actually the most painful because it's not something you can control. It is not something you can change. Have you ever been around a person that you know when you get around them, they're going to know what's up with you before you even open your mouth? They're going to know what your problem is. They're going to know whether you're lying. They're going to know before you talk that something's off, something's up. They're also going to be the friend that holds you accountable. They don't just let you wild out and do what you want to do. This is the friend that's like, girl, we don't do that. Have you ever had a friend like that? Now, if you are that friend, because you might be that friend if you're watching that video. Sometimes people exclude you because you are their mirror. You are the person that holds the mirror up to themselves and makes them see who they truly are and who they're truly becoming. And sometimes when people wilding out and acting crazy, they don't want to see what they're becoming. They don't need that mirror around. Okay, it's almost like when you know you're in the house and you look crazy and your hair all over the place and you wearing your moo. I wear moo, you know, you wearing your caftan, you walking around the house looking crazy. Are you in the mirror all the time? No, because you like, I look crazy. And if I look in the mirror, it's going to expose how crazy I look. There's a word in that. Some of y'all are the exposers of how crazy some of your friends is looking right now. Maybe they are doing something that they don't want you to know about because they already know it's going to be a, oh, girl, oh, no, oh, no, no, no. What are you doing? If you are the, what are you doing, friend? Sometimes, honey, you're not going to get invited. Mm-mm. You're not going to get invited. And you know what? That's not on you. And sometimes you just got to get new friends. I'm just being very honest. That sounds mean, but sometimes you just got to get new friends because sometimes if people can't be around you because you hold them accountable and you tell them the truth and you love them, you got to get new friends because that's not your fault. And people shouldn't make you feel bad for loving them because essentially holding a person accountable and telling them how they could be better is you loving them. Someone once told me feedback is a gift. Nobody has to give you feedback. They give you feedback because they care. People who don't give you feedback don't care. They don't. And so it doesn't mean y'all not friends forever, but sometimes you got to have a little separation so that you don't end up hurting yourself in the process of someone hurting themselves. So that's it. For those of you who feel like you're being excluded, honey, you are too good to beg for anyone's space. You are too good to sit up here and wonder why don't nobody want to be with you. No, because you are amazing. And nobody should ever make you second guess themselves because the truth is hurt people hurt people. And when people are sitting there second guessing themselves, that is the energy they exude back out. And that is not for you to deal with. That is not your problem to solve. So if you are sitting here watching this right now and you are feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm being excluded from everything, nobody likes me. Sometimes people will act like they don't like you because you're that amazing. You're that great. You make them feel bad about themselves. And that's not something you need to manage. Because all that means is that sometimes you need to take yourself out of that space. Somebody once said, like, are you depressed or are you just around the wrong people? Because sometimes that could be the case. So I'm hoping that this video encourages you. If you're feeling excluded, if you're feeling like nobody likes you, feeling like you're getting on everybody's nerves, you know, or if you know someone who feels like that, please like send them this video, share it, comment what you think, if you've ever been excluded and how that made you feel. Let's have a conversation about it. Like if this hit you, and I will talk to you later. See ya.